I promise this is not a mukbang. I'm just hungry. Very on brand for this video because I'm eating Korean fried chicken. Oh, water. So, you can tell from the title of the video, but for fall 2020, I'm going to be going to Ewha's Women's University to study Korean. So I've been studying Korean for a decent amount of years, but I'm not at the level that I want to be. Granted, I'm not really studying daily or practicing speaking. Speaking is what I'm least confident with, and because I know that learning a language, you have to speak it and you're going to say the wrong things, or you're not going to know what to say, and you're going to be corrected, and that's all part of the process. But me, in my head, I feel like people are going to be like, oh my god, why is she trying to speak Korean? She sucks. You sound so stupid right now. But I know that everyone, like Korean people, they're trying to learn English, and you know, they make mistakes as well, and then we fix it. I'm trying to learn Korean, and I know I'm supposed to speak it so they can fix it, so I can get better, but that's just not happening. So I felt like maybe if I go and immerse myself, I'll have no choice but to speak Korean, and that will help me gain the confidence that I need so that I can better communicate with all of my friends. So I started learning Korean in 2017. In high school, I was a student ambassador for some travel program. We got to travel to 7 countries around Europe, and the UK was one of them, and I instantly fell in love. And after the trip, I am not taking a breath. Yeah, after the trip, I was like, I really want to come back here to study. And so a few years later, I made it happen. I met my best friend. We lived in the same dorm building, and she's Korean and Mexican. She's Korean, but she lived in Mexico. She's fluent in Spanish, which is very cool. I met her and she introduced me to the music, the food, and the language, and sort of the culture, but I learned more about the culture myself through research and watching videos. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should learn the language. And so I taught myself Hangul, and it only took me about a week to teach myself the alphabet. It was pretty easy. So I've been teaching myself through apps, books. I feel like one of the series that everybody uses to start learning Korean is Talk to Me in Korean. A few years ago, I got through level 1, and I was able to type some pretty decent sentences. Like, they were pretty simple, but you know, I got my point across to my friends. I started using HelloTalk. I used HelloTalk way more before than I do now, and I met some of my closest friends who live in Korea from HelloTalk. I've been to Korea one time, and it was probably like, it's very weird to describe and probably kind of cringy, but like, I felt at home in a way. There was one day where I had to be by myself, and I didn't, you know, when you're in a foreign country and you don't really know the language and you don't have anyone like around you, and you kind of feel nervous and scared. But I was walking around the streets, like finding my way around, and I was like, yeah, this is nice. And like having that feeling and not being scared and like being comfortable in a place that, like, you know, you look different clearly, and like you don't really speak the language, but I still felt like, I don't know, I still felt good, and I really enjoyed my time over there. Like, it was really fun, and getting to see everything that I've seen, I miss it so much. Basically, yeah, I'm accepted into the language program, and the process was pretty easy. I think it took about a week for me to send over everything that I needed, and then for them to email back like, great, congratulations, you are accepted into the program. And now the only thing I have to do is apply to the dorms when the applications open up, and then pay my tuition. I wanted to get this process done as soon as possible, so I started pretty early. The deadline for paying my tuition is August 18th, but I will be already in Korea by then. So dorm move-in is August 29th. and the semester starts September 7th. But I will be flying into Korea around the August 14th or 15th, so I can, you know, I can settle in, I can get used to the time difference, work my way around so I know what I'm doing, where I'm going. When I first arrive until I move into the dorms, I will be in a hostel. I'll be sharing a room with 3 other people. I'm in a 4-bedroom hostel. When I went to Korea last time, I stayed in a hostel and I shared a room with like 7 other people. But the thing is, you'd think 7 people, 1 bathroom is a nightmare. It wasn't. All of our schedules were super different. Because I was still getting used to the time, I was waking up at like the butt crack of dawn, and the bathrooms would be empty anytime I needed to use it, so that was fine. So talking about the dorms, my first choice is iHouse Building A. I like the single rooms in there. My second choice is iHouse Building E. It's a single room, but it's smaller, but there's like a small communal area from what I can see. My third choice, if I don't get a single room, is iHouse Building D. Those are all shared rooms. The main reason why I wanted my own room is because I don't trust people. Even though I don't like, not everyone is gonna steal from me, but like there's always that little voice or like thought in my head, like what if they do? Like what if I'm looking for something and I can't find it and they have it? I'm non-confrontational, so if they take something, I'm not gonna be like, hey, I know you stole this, can I have it back? Because then they're like, no I didn't, what are you talking about? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna be like, well, it's gone now. So yeah, I really want a single room just so I can have my own space to myself and not worry about anything, but I wouldn't mind doing the shared room. I just get myself like a lockbox or something like that. Plus the iHouse D building dorms, they're so pretty. They're like bright. They seem to have like sliding doors and you can go like look outside. So I wouldn't really mind that. So this was my process for applying to the language program. I'm doing the intensive program where I have school Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Like, I guess it doesn't matter what level you are at, but tuition is 1,720,000 Korean won, which in US dollars is 1,350 and some change. It was a little bit more than that, but the exchange rate is kind of fluctuating a little bit, so it'll probably change by the time I actually pay tuition. And the dorming costs, it's actually a lot cheaper in US dollars than I thought. So for single room in building A, it will, right now, it'll be about $876.99. And then for the double room in building D is $977.93, which is, compared to dorming in America, that's significantly cheaper, which is pretty cool because, you know, I don't have to worry about coughing up my entire wallet at this school because my wallet will be crying from shopping and food, which I won't be mad about. As for the process, you go on to Language Center page under intensive program, and then you go to the online registration page, and that whole page shows you all of the information and things that you need in order to apply to the program. But I'm only going to be there for 90 days, which is around how long the program is, and so I won't need a visa, which is great because the whole visa process, it's not, the Korean visa is not expensive, but the part that it is expensive is in order to get the visa, you have to show that you have at least $10,000 in your bank account. And I've never had that much money in my account at once, ever. So that was not going to be happening for me. All that I needed for my non-visa application was my passport, copy of my passport, copy of enrollment at your current or previous university that you attended. That's all I needed. yeah, that was all I needed. For visa waiver agreement, I'm in the States and they have a, yeah. So yeah, all I needed was to fill out the application form, and I did that first, and then copy of passport, and then my certificate of enrollment at my current school. And that was literally it. A week later, congratulations, you're coming to Ewha. Now you just gotta pay us. So I will be doing that, obviously, before the due date, because I want to have everything set in stone, so when I get there I don't have to worry about anything and I can just go and, you know, live. The only cons that I can think of right now of going without needing a visa is I can't get a debit card, so I can't online shop. I can't order food delivery online with an American card, like it won't work. And I can't get a phone plan. So I can get a SIM card and I'll have data, but the SIM card, like, it won't allow me to, you know, order online, because like I don't have any sort of identification that connects me to Korea in a way, if that makes sense, because I don't have I won't have an alien registration card. But I do know that there's online services of people in Korea who help foreigners like order things online. I didn't look too much into it, but I need to. But I guess you tell them what you want to order and they order it for you. There are ways to work around it. My goodness, there's something in my eye. Yeah, that's basically it. In a few months, about 3 and some change. Wow, 3 and some change months and I'll be in Korea. To think that, you know, I'm going to be in a place that I love, even though I've only went one time, but I loved it. I get to see my best friend again, and I get to see all of my friends who I met in London who actually moved to Korea. So I get to reunite with people that I haven't seen in years, and that is exciting. Seeing all my friends, creating new memories. Like, you bet this channel is going to be filled with, you know, the whole cafe hopping, shopping, going to see like excursions or whatever. I'm making it a point. I'm going to Jeju this year. I'm going to Jeju. I'm going to go to Busan. I want to go to Daegu. I want to go outside of Seoul, because the last time I went, I literally only stayed in Seoul. And so I want to see other parts. These are going to be memories that I can look back on and say, wow, I'm like living life and, you know, doing things that I put my mind to, because nothing is stopping me from, you know, following my dreams, and nothing should stop you. Yeah, this will be like a trial run of living there, and if I really like it, after I graduate from university here, I kind of want to continue going to language school to get to a certain point to where I'm fluent enough to get maybe a job over there. And I think that'll be pretty fun. I'm really taking life day by day, but also dreaming of the future and kind of like molding the present so that I can get to what I want. Yeah, that is all I have to say, because I know this video is probably gonna be kind of long. Korea and my bestie, I will see you in 3 months and some change. Peace.